Hello. It's me from before. And I'm here to hang out. This is another live stream, and we are probably gonna do no more live streams between now and next week because just with 4th of July and stuff like that. And tomorrow I'm running a game, which is what we're prepping for today. So I'm not gonna have time to stream tomorrow because I'll be running a game, and then probably will be back. Maybe I'll stream on Monday. We'll see. Depends what I get filmed and when. But I enjoy streaming, and it's a good excuse for me to do some prep. So, hello, Super Mario. Welcome. Hello, Wandering Shade. Hello, Owlbear. Welcome. Hello, everybody. 2 and 3 players were sick. That sucks. That is no fun at all. So I totally changed everything I was planning for my Monster of the Week campaign. Everything that I was thinking about has completely changed. So I don't know if people were here yesterday, but we talked a little bit about my Monster of the Week campaign. Here it is. Oh, let me close this door. There we go. I'm also... hello, Game Raven. Welcome. Howdy, beep, beep. I'm also trying this without the AC running, because everyone was like, no, it sounds great. And then I watched a little bit of yesterday's stream. I don't remember why I was looking for something particular. And I was like, oh, hey, while I'm here, I feel like that sound is really noticeable. And honestly, like, I might be moving this into a different room anyway, so it may not matter soon. But currently, I'm going to try it without the AC and see how it goes, because the AC unit is right next to me. But that's just because there's no working air conditioning in our house, and won't be for quite some time. We'll see. We'll see what we can get fixed, but what we have been quoted is extensive and annoying. Owlbear, fair enough. You are on Twitch, interacting with the people on the YouTube. So, we talked yesterday. I don't remember who was here yesterday for the Monster of the Week part of the stream. Sound off, say hey, ho. Wandering Shade, no worries at all. I'm just wondering, like, how much it is useful for me to catch up people. Owlbear, fair enough. You were there the whole time yesterday. Probably won't be today. Game Raven, you caught the latter half. Fair enough. So for those who did not see, I'm working on Monster of the Week campaign set in modern day Los Angeles, and there were a couple different ideas I was bouncing around yesterday. And what I had landed on was doing something with a big crab, and the reasons why were in that other video. We can talk about them. I realized, you know what? It's a July 4th weekend, and this game is taking place roughly in real time. In fact, we're going to do a 3-week catch-up, and actually that's something I need to do right now. In this other window is message people and make sure that everyone remembers there's a time jump. DTD. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Cool, I did message that in the group. Perfect. So there's going to be a little jump, and we're popping over to around now. Yes, we were talking about mythology. But what I'm actually going to do is something completely different for this session. I'm going to do something that's sort of relevant to 4th of July, relevant to the 250 years of America, and relevant to current events. And I had this whole idea this morning when I was at the park with my kid. I was just like, here's the entire idea. Do you have any tips for running games in IRL cities? Good question. Yes. It's sort of what I talked about in my most recent video. My most recent video was about what if people know the setting better than you? What was useful for me from that video, and I talked about this a little bit in that video, is the philosophy in the Gotham City RPG is like, here are the 4 different types of Gotham City. Like, there's a whole other book that's got neighborhoods and districts and, specific locations. But in this core rulebook, it was like, think about Gotham City in these 4 ways to generate stories. That has been really useful for me to think about, like, okay, what are some completely different aspects we can use to think about the city in different ways. And what I'm trying to do so far with this campaign is make sure that each adventure has been... Oh, let me turn this off. Oh, no. The baby is overtired. So we'll see if I have to dip out and take him for a drive. I may have to do that. We'll see. What was I saying? So the nice thing about using a real city is that there are lots of different aspects to a real city, especially someplace like Los Angeles that is so spread out. So I really try to make sure that each adventure, because it's a very episodic campaign, each adventure is set in a new location. And oops. Let's move that. And also, I try to make sure that each adventure is like touching on a different corner of a different community or a different aspect of like what makes the city unique and interesting. Whether or not unique and interesting, at least every once in a while it could be something that takes place in any city. It doesn't have to be specific, but like trying to make sure that there's something that is that they're not just focusing on the same thing over and over again. That's maybe the best way to put it, because I think it was very easy for me to be like, oh, what other entertainment industry stories could I tell? Evil entertainment industry stories, and we'll come back to those. But right now, it's pivoting to something else instead. So Albert, there's no big crab. We're putting the big crab aside entirely. We are doing a headless horseman. So I was thinking about the major things that have been happening over the last couple days. We obviously have the 250th birthday of America coming up. We have so that's 4th of July. We have the World Cup is happening right now. And also, we have the Supreme Court ruling that just came in regarding birthright citizenship and people just melting down on Twitter. And then I rewatched the Batman Caped Crusader episode with the Gentleman Ghost. And the gimmick in this episode, because this is like a very noir-inspired Batman show, but there's also just like a straight-up ghost in episode 6. And this ghost is like a loyalist who didn't like the idea that America separated. And at one point he scoffs at the idea of the expression, all men are created equal. And I was like, ooh, and he's like also like a reverse Robin Hood. He like only protects the wealthy and steals from poor people because he's just an enormous asshole. But I was like needling on that idea, and I was like, ooh, this all combines in some really interesting ways. Yeah, Big Crab will be another day. So what I'm basically going to do is have this headless horseman represent the regressive, shitty aspects of America that are currently on full display. So basically the premise that we're going with the game, because I don't know if those of you who are not familiar with what's been going on in the United States, there was a ruling recently on birthright citizenship maintaining that it is still the law of the land, and basically saying, yes, if somebody comes here and they're not a citizen and they have a baby, then that means that baby is an American citizen. That has been the law for like 180 years. And people are melting down as if like this is a new law. It's not. This is a very old law and has been very deliberately written the way it is for a long time. So I like the idea of bringing in this person who like genuinely seems aggrieved by it and is trying to like highlight what he views as the hypocrisy by this like evil plot that he has. How do I smite a bot? How do I ban that person? Do I have to go to... I have not had to do this in a long time, and last time we had a mod in the chat. Let's not leave that open in that window. Let's see. I'm just going to go to the Twitch. Game Raven, the rhetoric you've seen online has been very level-headed and measured and not at all volatile or divisive. There is no war in Bossing Say. Yeah, people are not being normal about the current ruling, and that's what I want to highlight. And okay, we're going to ban. Okay, perfect. That person is gone. Perfect. All right. So this game is going to open, and the evil plan of this Headless Horseman is he is abducting people who are here for the World Cup, and they happen to be in Los Angeles, and he's abducting pregnant women, and he's cutting the heads off of other people, which I need to figure out exactly who. Maybe the men that they're with, maybe just other passerbys, because he can use the head to speak through it. But he's abducting these women, and he's dragging them to hell, and he's basically leaving them there so that they can have their babies in hell. And then his argument is, well, if they have a baby in hell, then it's a citizen of hell, right? Isn't that the world that you want? And basically have him reinforce basically all of the worst faith possible counter arguments to the very normal thing that is birthright citizenship. But also, this gives me an excuse to use a Headless Horseman, which is fun. And then the severed heads can speak on his behalf. And he can put them on his own head or have them on the side of his horse. But then the body in the morgue can break out and run around the hospital headless and grab a bunch of hospital gear and go and take it outside to the horsemen for the babies for the makeshift hospital in hell. So that is what I've got right now. So game opens on Saturday, July 4th. Or do we do a countdown to July 4th? We can open on July 1st. See, that's what I'm debating right now. Do we start on the 4th because this is what's woken him up and freed him from his 250-year imprisonment? Yes, the Flea Mortals monster is exactly what I always think of as well. I haven't used it in my own games, but I love that monster, and I think that's where I got the idea of it using those heads to talk. Dreamus Menus asks, what is your goal when building a dungeon, Mike? I've only ever really built 2. One was a temple to a god of nature that had challenges based on the tenants, and a dollhouse with clockwork robot puppets. Goal of a dungeon... It depends so much on... the goal of the dungeon is really just... depends on the goal of the adventure. Would probably be the best way to put it. So, for example, this one will have... This adventure isn't really a dungeon crawl game in quite the same way. It'll have at least some element of, there'll be a hospital in hell that they have to go to. I don't know if they're going to be, clearing rooms, really, in the same way you would with a dungeon. But the idea of a dungeon generally is, Oh, there was a video I just watched. Let me see if I can find it, because I think it would do a much better job of answering that question in a more focused way. That could actually be really useful. I just watched it. Matt Colville has a great video that's called What Are Dungeons For? So I watched that one, and I would recommend that one for this topic, because that's a good starting point. But there's another video I could have sworn that I just played recently. Oh, it was also MCDM. It was something by James Intercasso. It was one of these. Because he's doing some dungeon advice right now. It may have been Dungeon Advice 101, where he talks specifically about, the narrative purposes that a dungeon serves in terms of being able to basically tell a contained story where roughly all the choices that are ahead of them. So even though the players still have choice and agency, they have the freedom to make choices in this space, they also have a very linear path ahead of them, even though it is somewhat open with multiple options. My specific style, I tend to focus on two things. One is theme, making sure the dungeon matches the theme of the game, and then the two is realism, which is what are the spaces that would exist in this world, and how do you make them feel as authentic as possible? That the players really believe that this is a real space. Although I'm trying to get better about making them more dramatic as well, and making sure there's like interesting environments. That's just always been something I'm very, very bad at. But yeah, those are my quick thoughts. But I would definitely recommend you to a channel that's thinking a lot about dungeons right now, which is MCDM, and the videos in the playlist Dungeon of Ice. I think this game opens on July 4th. Because I like the idea that this guy has been like liberated from some like curse or something, like 250 years of service or something like that. I'll have to figure out the exact specifics. Two people, let's say a group of tourists, that's really the best term for them, are attacked cold open as they leave a cheesecake factory. Attacker is unseen. Woman, 8 months. We'll say woman, pregnant, vanishes. Man, dead, head missing. Pavement outside, liquefied by heat in a... Let's say liquefied by heat. That's enough for a cold open. I try to open my games with a cool cold open that basically is exactly what you would get if you were watching a show like Buffy or Sleepy Hollow, which is we get to see the attack take place. And it's usually only enough information that I include in there that's going to roughly catch them up to whatever it is that they learn about in the first scene. Because two of the players have in a feature, name will be taken, welcome, glad to see you. Two of the players have a feature where they basically get a little brief about what's going on at the beginning of the adventure. So it is, I should really mark which ones I use. No, but that's the one I need as well. Here it is. Okay. So one of the players is playing a Chosen. And the Chosen are very much your Buffy the Vampire Slayers. And the first like thing they get, one of the first things they get is called Destiny's Plaything, where they get like a vision or some sort of like clue about the upcoming mystery. That just happens at the beginning of every session. Now, the clue may be very obscured. They roll for it. And sometimes they don't even get a clue. If they fail the roll, I just basically get to do something bad to them later on. But they'll basically, that's often what I will do is I'll either give them a sense of what they just saw in the cold open, or I will give them something new, depending on how well they roll. And then I have another player who got premonitions, because he's playing the spooky. At the start of every mystery, roll plus weird, and again, he may get a vision of something bad that is yet to happen. So between the two of them, they tend to get different elements of the story revealed. Now, the way that Monster of the Week works regarding prep is that you don't prep like a whole adventure in the way we typically think of with D&D. You don't plan for specific plot beats. You plan for what will happen if the players don't do anything. You don't plan any scenes other than what will happen if no one gets involved. It's called a countdown. Day, shadows, dusk, sunset, nightfall, and midnight. Now, those don't have to happen in the timeline of a single day. It's probably better if they don't necessarily. This could each be 1 day apart. These could be 6 hours apart. These could be, a week apart each. That would be quite a slow pace for a Monster of the Week adventure. Sort of defeats the purpose. But the basic gist is these are the escalation of dangers that the players may need to deal with. Dreamus Mina said, "Thanks, homie. You're been DMing for a year now, and your videos have been the largest source of advice and inspiration as I define my own jamming style. I am very glad to hear that. Thank you so much. I'm glad to hear." I'm gonna stand up. So, I don't just want this to be an adventure where happy to say I had finally had a chance to DM for my group, and they proceeded to kill over half the encounter before they could act. Yup, that'll happen sometimes. Let me know if I need to take him for a drive. I'll just wait. I'll wait and see what they say. Okay, so we know what our day is. Day is killing the man, taking the woman. What's the next? Let's see. Shadows, dusk, sunset, nightfall, midnight. Midnight is babies are born in hell. This monster, I think, is going to be a collector. So the monsters in Monster of the Week have different categories. To basically encourage you to build different kinds of monsters. Do I have a bookmark for this? Where would it be? Mystery Creation. Boo. Still getting used to the book. Not arc threats. That's not really what we're looking for. Mystery Creation, the hook, the threats. Okay. Here it is. What section are we in? Mystery Creation. Is this where? The threats. Okay. Got it. So yeah, he is a collector to steal specific sorts of things. You could also make the argument that he is a... Where is the... There's like a punisher. Executioner, to punish the guilty. Yeah, he's really kind of a blend of those two. And doesn't really, like... I don't think the game really wants you to... blend monsters in that way, but like that's kind of what he's doing. He's collecting specific sorts of things, and he's also punishing who he perceives as guilty. So collector / executioner. I think he's more collector than he is executioner, but he's both. And I think that, you know, I think it's really good advice to make sure that you have really clear delineations here so that your monster is not too confusing. I hope that based on having heard the pitch for the monster, his deal is pretty clear. And so it may not fall neatly into either of these, but like you know what he's trying to do, right? Specific things. All right, what else is in the stat block that he needs? Powers. This is the part where I'm so bad at this part in all in all games is coming up with stats for monsters. Snake Keeper. I don't know if I said hello to you. Welcome, Snake Keeper. Yeah, this art is fun. So here, let me actually see. Do they just regular playbooks have art in them? Yeah. Try to capture which each archetype. You can see how they're inspired by certain movies and TV shows. But their art for monsters is especially good. So, the first thing I'm going to do... I love this piece of art of the ghoul so much. I have an idea for some ghouls, but I've not cracked... I have an idea for a motive for some ghouls. I haven't cracked the plot for like what they would actually be doing. So that's something I'm working on. And then minions, we have... Let's see. The minions that we have, I know we're going to be the headless bodies. Oop. And delivery room doctors. In hell. I'm going to make a note here at the bottom is... If they fail to save the baby from being born in hell, they need to make a deal with... I have to come back to that and figure out exactly what that's going to be. Let's see. Would the headless bodies be brutes? They're not guardians. They're not plagues. They're not Renfields. They're not scouts. They're thieves. The headless bodies are thieves. The delivery room doctor. Right hand, maybe? Probably. Yeah. I need to figure out what is the deal with the doctors. I think they're going to be other creatures bound in hell. Because I don't want them to just be other victims. Although that's interesting too. I mean, I like the idea that one of the things might be kidnap. A delivery... What's the name for a term? Delivery room doctor. Family practitioner? A deal with the devil to save a baby does sound very dramatic. I don't have to figure out what exactly it's going to look like. I just have to figure out who else is down there that they can make a deal with. And give them some things they may want. Family practitioner... It's an OBGYN, really, is who it would be, right? I'm fairly certain. I mean, also, this Headless Horseman is 250 years old, 80 years old. Kidnap a doctor is the whole plot. Right, exactly, Albert. I'll figure out who that is in a minute. Yeah, it could be. So then I think what it's going to be is... So here's the question. Is he abducting lots of women, or is he just trying to make this delivery happen? You know? are we going to have him killing a man and taking a woman every 9 hours and kidnapping another pregnant woman, and there's like 3 in there, or are we just dealing with 1? Like, 1 would be plenty, but I like the idea of there being more than 1 baby. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on 3s, Owlbear. Delivery of 1. So, delivery of what? So the premise of this adventure is that there is a headless horseman who is abducting pregnant women to hell, for racist reasons. I think 1 a day works as well. So actually, what we may do is midnight, July 4th, July 3rd, another woman taken. Because I'm trying to figure out, it's also like, how many, realistically, I know this is sort of a world of fantasy. There's only so many women who are going to be traveling in their 3rd trimester anyway, right? Like, there's really only so much that I can, like, justify. So I think 3 is like the absolute max that I could go with. July 1. July 2. I like the idea that on July 3rd, the bodies rise and steal more medicine. Because basically the doctor off screen was like, this is not I can't do a delivery this way. Like, I need you to actually go and bring me the equipment I need, or these deliveries will not be successful. But these are delivery room nurses. Well, so these are specifically women who are traveling to America, and this racist relic of the Revolutionary War doesn't like that they're here to have their babies, even though that's not why they're here. And he's dragging them down to hell so their children will be babies of hell instead of babies in America. Because he's going to be a fun compilation of all the people I see on Twitter this week. All their bad faith comparisons. So July 2nd. Hey, listen, I'm not going to say that they don't have some job opportunities if they're also citizens of hell. Do we take the doctor first? Like, do we take the second woman, or do we then take the doctor? I think I'm going to switch it. I'm going to say take the doctor happens as the 3rd stage. The 2nd is taking another woman. Killing a cop. Taking a woman. I'll come up with names for these people. Kidnap a doctor. The headless bodies rise and steal more medicine. Another woman taken. Whole thing's making me think of the unbaptized babies from the Dante's Inferno game. Ooh, that's a really good point too. I didn't even think about that, but the unbaptized babies thing is like the whole idea that if they die, they go to hell. Like, that's a fun wrinkle to this as well. I don't know if I need to do anything with that, or if I can just like work that in some way. And you know what? The nurses can be the nurses could be the headless bodies, or they could just be also headless. Or no, I want them to be something else. I want them to be I'll think about that. I want them to be some sort of like ghouls or grotesqueries that you find in hell specifically. Because I want to hint that there's more going on down here. Which means I need to figure out what hell looks like in my game. And how to get to it. That's the other thing I need to figure out, is how do you get to hell? I know how he's doing it. He's just going back and forth on his horse. Well, basically, Owlbear, what he's doing is essentially that version of it. He's basically trying to claim that it happens automatically by them being born there, right? That's his goal, is to enable that to happen. Basically to all but christen them in name. Okay, let's figure out gateway to hell. Spookiest places in Los Angeles. I did look around to see, is there any, historical reenactment places that, that could, I could find a fun way to sneak them in through that. Zeffy, welcome. No problem at all. I meant to message you earlier. Spookiest places in hell. Spookiest places in LA. No, I think Owlbear, his plan works if the deliveries happen. That's his win condition. As far as he's concerned, at that point, he got what he wanted, and the players have to figure out the next steps. How do you get the babies liberated, essentially, which, he would not have a way to, I think he is too, I'm picturing him as a very, simple, straightforward guy. He isn't, doing a ceremony or anything. He is just, making sure the babies are born down here. Ooh. I'm trying to figure out where the pathway to hell will be. And it also may not be that there's a literal gateway. But also if there is a gateway, how much fun is that? That would be a lot of fun. But I think it's something the players have to maybe do some big magic to get down to. Church of Scientology is a fun one too. I don't think we're going to go that. It's a little on the nose and not really relevant to the Paris has haunted shit in spades, sure enough. Even in the Bay Area, you have the Winchester Mystery House, Oh, Colorado Street Bridge. Devil's Gate Dam. Here we go. Devil's Gate Dam. God. It's called Devil's Gate. I didn't name it. They named it that. Of course there's a gate to hell. Let's see, where is Devil's Gate Dam? I'm going to open it in another window so that you do not see where I live. Because it may display that if I pop it up on the map. It may be like, you're this far away. Oh, yeah, it's in Pasadena. Perfect. I love that as a place that they can use to go to hell if they choose to. Oh, that's so much fun. And so this is the gateway. This is where they have to go to. To get to hell. And the nice thing is, because Monster of the Week is a Powered by the Apocalypse game, I'm really only putting up images as reference. I don't need to find actual maps. There were a couple times where I used a map, but that was very rare. Yeah, exactly. Gamer Raven, that's exactly the kind of thought process that I have when I'm doing these things, is the sort of cheeky references. BKBW, welcome. I don't like the Chinese letters on this. That places this too conspicuously in one spot, which is, well, actually no, Mount Fuji. So this is Japanese. Let's see. What about Spooky Hospital? So here's another, I mean, this is what I'm trying to figure out, is basically, yeah, I mean, I can just run it through Photoshop because I need to, make the environment not look cloudy as well. So I could just try to like blur those or something. But let me add that to my watch later. What was I? I'm going to mute my computer. So this is the scene from Constantine when he goes to hell. And it kind of looks like... It's very similar to the Upside Down in a lot of ways, where it's a flipped version. It's our world, but it's ravaged by hell fire. Basically, it looks like the whole city's experienced nuclear winter. Like, is experiencing it in this moment. Or not nuclear winter, nuclear blast. So that's always a fun interpretation. Look up Big Charity New Orleans. Yeah, I guess the issue... Zeffy. True. Exactly, yeah. Very much like Terminator 2. I think the main problem I'm having is I'm trying to figure out what hell is like in this world. So, like, trying to find a building that matches it sort of is like... What I know I need is a place for the babies to be born, right? Oh, wait, hold on. Guys, I'm thinking about this all wrong. Where were babies born in Revolutionary War times? They were born at home in their own communities. There were no maternity wards or pediatricians. Women were delivered in bedrooms with the help of female kin, local midwives, and neighbors. Haunted... Well, I can't look up Haunted Mansion because I will get different results than I'm looking for. Okay. Spooky Manor House. Plantation. You know what? You're exactly right. Michi. It should be a plantation. Let's see. Because those are the kinds of buildings that actually would have stuck around. Hotels were often converted to makeshift hospital in war times as well. That's a good point. Reportedly a haunted place. So what if I type in spooky plantation and I go to image search? Yeah, because I'm just trying to think about like how all of this can be presented. I like the idea that he's basically in his own hell, you know? That hell is these like little private worlds, and he's trapped in the past. And I mean, what better way to describe that than this? That's the same. Yeah, that's the same one. Say plantation, 1776. Sure, I mean, this will work. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. What I would like a Domain of Dread. I think that's exactly where I'm inspired by it. And I think I was literally just rewatching Ginny D's video about that exact topic of like building a, where was it? Building a Domain of Dread. So that's probably why my mind had leapt there right away. But it also gives me a lot of freedom to like not have to commit to a specific rendering of what all of hell is like. You know what I mean? So I think what I'll do is I will take this one. I will make a new folder. This is going to be 5 Headless Horsemen. And we'll drop this into Photoshop. Well, so that's actually similar to Albert. Something I was thinking about is in terms of his philosophy. Is the idea that like there's no one to stop him from doing anything down here in hell. That's the whole purpose. That's the whole point. Is like, for him, for hell, there is no king, and that's why he sort of views the modern world as another hell. Because, so is this just like the smallest possible file of all time? It might be. I might go looking for a. What was it? Haunted Plantation images. Let's go to large. Is Myrtle's the best option? Oh, that's a much better size. I just want it to be night. That's really all I want. I want it to be nighttime. The Haunted Isaac. Perfect. Done. This. Yeah, this will do just fine. And, if I'm not mistaken... Oh, no, it just passed? Did we just have the full moon? 29th? Well, it's fine. I don't think... I think people are going to get the idea. It would have been nice if it was a full moon around then as well, but... I think they will still get the gist. Zephy, exactly. I don't want to make future Geek Mike's life notably harder by making a version of hell that has to be one specific thing. Oh wait, what was this one again? Oh no, we're good. So this is. I cannot believe there's a dam called Devil's Gate in Los Angeles. That's too perfect. Put this over here. Just want to check something. Yes. Okay. Is there a way to show my listing? There it is. No? Details? View adventure. There we go. So this is my game. Greetings from Los Angeles. Hell is empty and the devils roam Los Angeles. So the fact that there is a a Devil's Gate is just kind of too perfect. Game Raven, that's a good point. He could have come through because of the full moon. And the full moon was what day? The full moon did... What did I say? Wait, I closed too many tabs. Did I close the tab? Did I didn't mean to? Or did I minimize the tab? I didn't mean to. Oh, I did. Oh, yeah. I dragged it over to that whole window. I didn't realize that. Okay, that's why. Full moon was June 22nd. And I think Supreme Court birthright citizenship was what day? The 30th. That's fine. That's close enough. Gateway to Hell. Devil's Gate. Damn. I mean, damn. That's so perfect. So I need to go ahead and load these two images into the game. So that way I have what I need. And I actually like this. No, not this one. This image enough that I don't think I need to edit it at all. I don't need to add like big scary horns to the building or anything like that. So say Devil's Gate Dam. Let's... Not that I think it terribly matters. And we will say Headless Horseman's Plantation. But this also... This also raises a question. So who are the people who are still there, right? Are there shades of who used to work there? And I don't want to be slaves. You know what I mean? Because I don't like the implication that their souls are trapped in hell. You know, if this is a real plantation and it was haunted, okay, absolutely. I think I like the idea that it's like the staff, like the butlers and things are here. Which gives me an option for... Did I... Oh, so I was doing next. So, who else is down here? Who else is trapped with him? You know what I mean? Like, is there a butler? Is basically what I'm asking. Yeah, 100% the people that turned a blind eye were directly responsible for the atrocities. A Colonel Sanders / Asmodeus from Supernatural style character. I don't know Asmodeus from Supernatural. Okay. Yeah. I see the Colonel Sanders reference now. Did Americans in 1700s have... Well, yeah, have a British accent. Yes and no. Okay. Did they have butlers? Yes, they had butlers. Domestic staff. Many were domestic servants and butlers were enslaved African Americans. Yeah, that's what I don't want. What if there's instead... What if he has proxies? You know, what if there's some like ghoulish, monstrous devils that are like just filling in? I have like this many image. I know many doesn't mean all, but like it starts to wonder like why is he the exception? Clearly, he's meant to represent like the worst elements of that era. So going like he probably did have slaves. So what does he have now? That's what I'm trying to figure out. You know, like what has he? Let me close this. I don't need that one. I know, I was thinking about the spouse. I was thinking about the wife. What is the deal with the wife? The tricky thing is I don't love the idea that it seems like he might be taking the babies for her, right? I don't want it to be, the implication is that she's going to raise them. So I think instead I just want him in a house full of monsters. There's some mental image. There's some like specific monster that I have in my head that I'm blanking on. I feel like it's animated or something. You know what? Constantine, animated. Constantine, City of Demons. I haven't even seen this movie, but I've seen a clip. What was it? City Demons Poker? There's like these guys. They remind me of something. There's some other like demon posing as a butler or something I cannot come up with. That's gonna bother me. Animals. Yeah. What? Alright, that's fine. We're not going to go that... We don't need to go down that road too far if I can't come up with the... Yeah, the Gargoyles cartoon. There's something about that reminds me too. Like... Yeah, I mean, that's true. Let's look at Demon Butler. I also don't need it to look like whatever cartoon is like floating around in my head, right? It can just be... It could be anything. Okay, so that's a specific character. There we go. That's something. What is this? I think this is Demon Butler. I think it's the same character. It's just like... Say... Oh, that's why. It auto-completed. So what if I take that off and I just see what comes up? These are the most anime boy I've ever seen. Oh my. How about Monster Butler? Malcolm McDowell is Monster Butler. See, there we go. Something like this. Or... Monster... Let's say... Demon Henchman. Why don't I do that? Yeah, oops, I've been animated. Man, it's just the nature of looking for things online. You never know when you're going to get animated. Demon Henchman. Hench Devil, okay? Like the silence from Doctor Who. Yeah. Yeah. Or... No, I meant like skinless. Alright, why don't we do this? Oh, here we go. Hold on. What's this? The Skinless Man, Mike Mignola. Hello. I like him quite a bit. Let's see. Oops. See if there's any interesting art to pull. No, it doesn't quite seem like there's much here. Oh, it's because it's not actually a Mike Mignola joint. It is. If I do this. Lands Unknown Skinless Man. Yeah, I think I can go weirder. Weirdest Buffy demon. Why don't we start there? Yeah, there's these guys. I mean, these guys are always good, but they're so recognizable. Goblin Butler. See, that's not bad. This is actually pretty workable. Ooh, hold on. Troll Butler. What will this give us? Is this anything? Is this anything? Is this fun to watch? Am I good at content? Why are there so many pictures of basketball? That guy's too friendly. Augustus Dens said Ultraloth. Now, I don't really want to... It's not a D&D game, so I don't want to throw in just D&D monsters. But yeah, this is not quite what I'm picturing. I'm picturing something closer to this, quite frankly. Or... Skinless Man. Wait. What? Why is he wearing a judge's wig? What the fuck? What is happening in Hellboy comics that there's a skinless man in a judge's wig? Well, that's potentially very useful. Huh. I'm gonna just see what happens there. See if there's any other good art of this guy. What is this from? Uncanny X-Force? I must not have read that far. Docked. Oh, 20 images. Okay, good. Is he wearing the wig every time? Here we go. Oops. I don't mind the wig. Oh god, this is grotesque. Good minion. Good potential devil. Very easy to describe as well. Just a guy with no skin. Oh, wait, hold on. I mean... Well, that's... gruesome. Hold on. Okay, I just got like 4 ideas that are all along these lines. In a tuxedo is probably a good note. That's something I need to potentially adjust. Owlbear, have a great night. Demon Casino Workers. Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. But hold on. There's something. Adam Buffy comic. Nope, not Adam. Adam is the actor's name. Warren. There we go. This is potentially very useful. Skinless guy wearing holding a surgical tool. But Josh said, and this is where my mind just went as well, the Joker had a whole faceless / skinless arc in New 52. Would he have any less recognizable minions you could use? No, but because I literally just maybe 2 weeks ago reread that story arc. It is still sitting in my Kindle. Where would I read that on here? Kindle books. And Kindle Unlimited. What do I currently have? DB. be... I'll search this way. Death of the family. Can I read this online? Read now? Read now? Cool, there we go. Oh, I'm at the end. Pardon, guys. This is going to get kind of graphic for a minute. But there was a specific moment in the comic, I should say, that was potentially going to be very useful. Because at one point he abducts... So the Joker in the storyline has cut off his own face. Doesn't really matter why. And now he's wearing it like a leather face mask. And he also abducts Alfred. And then there's this scene... if not for the green hair, maybe I'll have to do a find replace. A skinless butler wearing a face of flesh. Yeah. We just don't have a great shot of it. I thought that looked a little cleaner, but I guess not. All right, so the beginning, Joker is wearing like a plumber's outfit. Towards the end... Oh, no, he's in this plumber's outfit for the whole time, I think. Does he put on a suit for the ending? He does. Now, it's still going to look like Joker, I think, too much, because it's basically in a smile. Ooh! Hold on. Here we go. He did fuck up Alfred a little bit. Yeah, it's a well-told story, Zeffy, but it doesn't make any sense. I mean, like, part of the problem, too, is that, like, his face was cut off in, like, the first issue of a different comic from around the same time, like, maybe a year earlier, right? And so then, when he comes back, it's like, oh, okay, Scott Snyder is doing something interesting with this other thing that some other writer didn't do very well. But then we found out, like, no, he did suggest it. And I was like, well, then why? Then what? Then why did he do it? Like, what were we doing? This is not bad. That's not bad at all. Not quite the slam dunk I was hoping for. Yeah, it's a he describes it in a... It's a tilt your head metaphor when he describes it. It's sort of like, I'm revealing the real us underneath. And I'm like, okay, I feel like you could have made this point without cutting off your own face. I feel like you didn't need to do this. Like, the rest of the comic, I think, makes sense in its own, like, grotesque Joker way. It's like the face, it's a great visual, a fantastic visual. I just don't know if they earned it. Okay, monster, oops, I'm in the wrong chat. Monster informal. Yeah, Josh, that's the only scene where he would have been. Ooh, love this. Love this. This is who they're making a deal with. I've decided. This is whoever is down there who can help them make a deal. Cigar smoking, American tie necktie, or American flag necktie, or stars and stripes. Or these stars. I don't know who this is, but I love him. I love him. That's not bad. What was the other result that you got? Monster in Tux. I love these... They've got just the floating letters and stuff. I kind of want to just, like, drop one of these in front of my players and just be like, yeah, ignore the watermarks. Yeah, I don't love the mouth on this one. I like a lot of the rest of this. I just don't like the mouth. Yes, you're talking about this guy? Yes, I see the black mask. I see the machine head. Oh, here we go. What is this? Oh, AI generated image? Blah. Ugh. Gross. Can't have anything nice these days. Ooh. Okay. Don't hate it. Don't hate it at all. Huh. Huh. That feels like a specific famous one. I don't know this one. Babadook. Papa Lazarou. Which... Okay. Old George. Oh, this is from Cloud Atlas? What poor actor is in this outfit? Okay. Oh, Baron Samedi, sure. Yeah, that's all right. Director Bones, Mr. Bones from DC, chain-smoking skeleton, morally gray version of Nick Fury. Cool. Daddy, hello. Welcome, welcome. Cole Baron, Tales of Elsewhere. Hey. Well, that's Mystic Arts. That's Dottie of Mystic Arts. Ooh. Oh, wait. Oh, do I have to scroll down for it? Slender Man fan art? Oh, possibly. Ooh, I might have to... Yeah. The skeleton in the suit. Got it. I remember the video. I remember really liking his old vibe. I remember really liking this video a lot. Yes. Oh, this was quite good. Yeah, I'll have to figure out... right, the stat block wouldn't apply because it's not D&D, it's Monster of the Week, so they're obviously very different mechanical demands. But when it comes to this guy, yeah. What is his? Bargains? Well, we were just talking about bargains. Perfect. Hold on. I just got a ping. What was that? Okay, good. My players are talking about a time jump, which means they remember there's a time jump. That's what I was worried about earlier.
It's not much more than that. There's a little thing that moves you into the space. Okay, then you call it arms. You say it grabs you, moves you into space. You have to fuel another blade. Suddenly the story starts to emerge about this massive arms. I would say it doesn't get better than that, but I have left my favorite for last. The Cold Baron. This is a CR20.
You saved my favorite for last too. I remember that. By the way, this is how I watch all my videos. I watch all my videos at... Well, not my vid, not just my videos. Like all videos I watch at 2x speed. Yeah, Dottie, this is very smart self-promotion. That's a good point. No, this is actually super helpful.
They are driven exclusively by greed. They make bargains. Cold Baron will walk up to your character and create an illusion of light, or maybe a physical representation of, I would say, a bar of gold, and say, how would you like to have as much wealth as you could possibly dream of? And they return you to work for you in the coal mines. They are literally a gold baron. They have gold mines, and they want you to work in the coal mines. And in return for working in the coal mines, it's going to give whatever you want. It has an ability called Eyes of the Pit. The coal baron knows the deepest desires of any creature it can see. It just knows what you want. It knows how to tempt you. And obviously, if it succeeds in tempting you, you don't need this block. But if you anger the cold baron, you're going to find out what happens. So are you ready for brewing nasty monster? Aura of fumes. Characters who start their turn in a 15-foot emanation originating from the cold baron are suffocated until the end of their next turn. Yeah, it chokes on the fumes of the cold. Like the pair of minds real people back in the coal mines. The cold baron will choke on the life out of you. Suffocation is basically like exhaustion. In 2024, you accumulate it as long as you're suffocating. When you stop suffocating, you go back to zero exhaustion. Obviously, if you start suffocating while exhausted, that's bad news. It's got diabolical respiration, meaning you kill it, it still goes back to hell and reforms there. It's got fire absorption, so you deal fire damage to the cold baron. It heals. It's got legendary resistances for magic resistance, part and parcel of being an archfiend, and it's got a smoke form that allows it to move through space as narrow as an inch. It's got some fun action options. Cold baron's got 3 attacks. All of them are the smoking revolver, but you can replace one of those attacks with brimstone breath. Brimstone breath is a 60-foot cone, DC 22 con saving throw. If you fail, you take a crap load of fire damage, crap load of combat damage, and you are suffocated until the end of the next round.
I'm not gonna get a copyright strike off of this video, am I, Dottie? Is that your master plan?
Kills you. You rise as an explosive zombie. No, to do an explosive zombie interlude. An explosive zombie is exactly like a regular zombie, except for two changes. One,
Okay, yeah. I think I'm gonna... yeah, steal the... Wait, where'd it go? I think I'm gonna use this art for the Coal Baron. And he is the devil who can, if they don't succeed at stopping the baby from being born with the Coal Baron. I will return the child to you and free his soul from hell. But one of you must come work in my mines. Can I underline this? Yeah. Perfect. Dottie, that was extremely helpful. Let's see. That's the same one. That's the same one. And I think I like, for the actual, like, nurses, this one. As, like, the hands-on set. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. There we go. Alrighty, Dottie. Have a good one. I'm so curious. Did you knew that I was looking for help? Ugh, AI art. Ugh. Have a good one. I'm sure I'll chat with you soon. No, we just did werewolves. I don't want to just do werewolves. I think, who did we have open? We had, close that. Oh, yeah. We had yeah. So I think I'm going to grab this guy too. That's a couple good henchmen. We got a skinless guy. We got a little gremlin dude. Hobbs. Oh, from Fables. Okay. Interesting. I've not read much of Fables, I must confess. Did I screenshot? Yes. Okay. Yeah, we'll move these in there. There we go. Cool. All right. Yeah, I like the skinless nurse. And that's the Coal Baron. And then we'll have this as the butler. I don't think we need this guy. It's too similar to the Coal Baron. It's sort of redundant. And the Coal Baron has a much more clear aura, you know. I love giving him the tie, too. That's really funny. I think that is probably fair to say, Game Raven. So we're going to delete this one. We'll call this guy Screz. And this is... No. Yeah, Screz. Call this one Sallow. That's redundant. Don't need this one. Coal Baron Original. Okay. Oops, oops, oops. Sallow and Screz. All right. Let's close up some of these tabs. Did I load in? I did. Okay, good. Let me stand up. Game Raven. So true. All right. Now that's... I'm just going to close this. I don't think I need that open right now. What I would love to do... So there's a red code version. I would love one who's in a Revolutionary War, because he fought for the Union. Or not the Union, that's the wrong war. I mean, technically, yes, but he fought for the colonies. But I can fudge it with a cloak. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, if I give them this and I say he's wearing a Revolutionary War outfit, people will understand. I'm also fascinated by the fact that he is so frequently, based on my research, well, is that true? I was going to say he's often someone who fights for the king, but I know that was the case in the TV show. You do or don't want the red. I don't want the red. I want him in blue. What was he in the 1999 movie? He was a Hessian. He's usually a Hessian. Hessian mercenary. Sent to America during the Revolutionary War. Right, in Sleepy Hollow, the TV show, he was a soldier. In the movie, he was a mercenary, I believe. Let's see, because I was just watching clips from it, obviously. Trailer for the show. And then we'll come back to Horsemen.
The killer you saw was a headless horseman.
You described the appearance of the man that I saw for the detail.
You've been a man to saw.
I am prepping for a Monster of the Week campaign. Welcome, Hugh. I am prepping for a Monster of the Week campaign that takes place in modern Los Angeles, and I'm doing a Headless Horseman storyline. And I'm just trying to do a little research into the Headless Horseman real quick before I pick a piece of art.
Would you admit to cutting off his head? But buried in the secret history of our nation, Washington.
Right, Zephy, in the Irish origin, in the Irish myth, he's not
Mission to kill a man.
involved in the war.
The truth. Would you admit to cutting off his head? First, I shot him.
Oh, in the book, he was a Hessian. Got it.
Heading him to the next logical step.
Yeah, the show made him. I didn't watch the show. I imagine their thought process for making him a redcoat was they were the bad guys. In the movie,
Mercenary, sent to these shores by German princes to keep Americans under the yoke of England.
that's right. Okay, so he fought for the British in that one too. I am really enjoying Monster of the Week. This is our fifth adventure, 8th session, because most of them have taken 2 adventures to play out. Yeah. Ooh, my child is having a fit. I suspect I will not be streaming that much longer because He may need a drive to fall asleep. We'll see. They send a message. Does he need a drive to fall asleep? Question mark. Does he need Dada snuggles? How old is my kiddo? My kiddo is 2 months and... Oh, yesterday was... Sorry, not 2 months. 2 years. And yesterday would have been 3 months? Yes. June? Yes. June is 3 months after March. Like, I know when he's... This is the hard thing I have. It's like, okay, I know when he was born. When is it now? What time is it now? Tales from Elsewhere Games. Yes, hello. We were talking about the Coal Baron. I'm going to steal the Coal Baron. I'm going to put him in hell in my Monster of the Week campaign. As a possible... I don't actually know if they'll cross paths with him in this session. Okay. Just keep... I can't spell at all. Peter's ears were burning. Yes, exactly. He's not oily enough. Well, if he was oily, he wouldn't be Coal Baron. He would be... Oh, I walked right into it. I'm so dumb. Okay, I can close this. Close this. We figured out a lot today already that I did not have figured out. I figured out how the players are going to get to hell, which is through the Devil's Gate Dam. I figured out who is delivering the body, like delivering the babies, if the players don't manage to stop them in time. I need to figure out some stats. I don't need stats for the Coal Baron. Like, that's not a problem. The minions... Let's see. Did I say what they are? Yeah, Thief and Right-Hand Man. So, actually, what we're going to do is say... What was his name? Sallow? Hand Man. Actually, is there another category? Thief, Traitor, Assassin, Brute, Cultist, Guardian, Right-Hand Man, Plague, Renfield. Yeah, Right-Hand Man is the best fit for both. It doesn't matter that they're both Right-Hand Men. What was the name I came up with? Screz. Screz is like a little goblin guy. We'll say Butler and... Demon. Sallow is... What would it have been? Did Americans in the 1700s have butlers? What was the name of the term? The household staff. 1700s. Household staff. Roles. Scullery maid. Okay, I love that that's the top result. That's so funny. Domestic servants in the 17th century. I mean, a lot of this is going to be depressing because a lot of it's going to be slaves, but, you know, we're replacing them with demons. So just trying to get a list of roles to figure out who would be basically filling what roles in this house. Cookmaid? Well, he doesn't have a head, so he doesn't have a cook. So we can rule that one out. He might have a maid. Demon maid. We're gonna get just the perviest images of anime when I Google that. I just want us all to be prepared for that. Oh, a coachman. No, he wouldn't be a coachman. He's a horseman. Waiter. Okay. Waiter. Sallow might be the waiter. That doesn't make sense, but that's okay. Because he doesn't have food. He doesn't eat food. 2 maids, a lady's companion. What's that? Oops. Lived with a woman of rank or retainer. The position of lady in waiting. I know the term lady in waiting. Not a servant, neither is she equal. Her position in the household was less awkward and solitary. Well, there isn't a woman of the house, so there wouldn't be a lady's companion. Do I have any Monster of the Week actual plays / general content creators I recommend? Content creator, yes. I have not watched a ton of actual plays of Monster of the Week. But the channel Mason has made a lot of videos about Monster of the Week. There's a lot of good ones here in terms of... Oh, I'm not subscribed. I haven't been seeing any of these new things. Oh my gosh. There's stuff from the past 6 months that I have not been following at all. Did not know that. But going back to the stuff from like a year ago, there's how to play a lot of these different classes. What's the term? Playbooks. Like how to sort of play them and how to like imagine them, and also some useful stuff for GMs. I think my favorite from there was this one. Cool Monsters for the Monster of the Week campaign. I rewatch this one every once in a while just to help. You're still getting like real world mythology, real world folklore, but you're going off the beaten path from just the stuff that everyone does, which I appreciate. Excuse me. Okay, I do think we need a maid. A lot of this stuff just, I don't... Hierarchy of servants. There we go. A valet. That's interesting. Okay, so housekeeper and butler. Not all houses had both, but those that did had 2 leaders with different duties. Ooh, Mr. Sallow. That's what it should be. It wouldn't be Sallow. Oops. It would be Mr. Sallow. Mr. Screz. Thank you so much, Hugh. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Mrs. something. Did the valet do what I think it did? I bet you their terms were a lot more... Yeah, like a personal attendant. Yeah, clothes, personal upbringing. Okay, so Mr. Sallow is the valet. Mr. Screz is the butler. I don't like Screz. I want something... Sallow is so good. I'm so happy I got Sallow. And I am going to do a maid as well. Gardener. What plant / equivalents grow in hell? I mean, this is a plantation, right? So there would definitely be, cotton or tobacco here. What can I do instead of Screz? Mr. Flint? No, because his horse is going to smell like soot. If they say Flint, they're going to think it's... Maybe the horse is named Flint. Mr... So the butler is like the receiver, the one who like greets people when they come in and like I guess runs the house. Mr. Flint is like the best one I've got so far. That's the one to beat. Deep boop, deep boop, deep boop. Oh, I missed this text. Okay. Okay, give me just a minute. I will come and take him for a drive. All right, let me just name the maid, and then I'm gonna go give the kid a drive. I'll find some art for her later. Well, or should we look up? Let's see, demon. No, there's no way that's gonna be safe for work. I will look up the art for the maid another time. Ms. Pox is the maid. Perfect. that is going to do it for right now. I don't think I will do another live stream between now and then. Mr. Friendly. Ooh, Mr. Friendly is good, actually. Mr. Friendly. That's, that is a direct reference in my head to Lost. Because that's what this character was referred to as the first time, not the first time, the second time we heard him speak in this scene, Mr. Friendly. So that's where my mind goes. Yeah, don't roll those dice on stream. Exactly. All right, folks, this was a good live stream. I will probably not be online again until probably Monday. But I will see you all soon. Have a wonderful night. I'm really happy with how this adventure is coming along, and I will see you all next time.